Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Love and Marriage Detroit. This is season 2, episode 4, and we got a little action tonight. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video in support of me, and also subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed as of yet. And you can leave your comments below. But let's get into this episode. All right, so this episode was a little spicy towards the end, you know? I think I'm gonna give you cliff notes of certain things because it's not really necessary to go into such details of every scene. So it's a continuation of Latoya and Christina hashing it out. Christina wants names. Latoya says she's not giving names. It can make one think that Latoya's lying, or don't really have anyone, or just heard it from specific people that wanted to stir up drama. It's like Christina can have a point in that way, but then at the same time, Latoya could just have a loyalty to these people and just not revealing their names. However, I think for this argument's sake, go on and say what needs to be said, Latoya. And y'all from Detroit, like, aren't y'all supposed to be bad about it? You know? Say these names and go on. Do I believe that Christina has that type of reputation? I do. I really do. I really do. Can I prove it? No. But it's like there's some type of pattern that's increasing, even as in the second season. So, what are we supposed to think? Do I think Latoya judged Christina right off the bat? No. She saw her for her works. That was with Kobe during that argument at the skating rink. And she said, that's what people were warning me about. And from then on, there was just a way that she was going to handle herself with Christina. That's what I think, and that's what I saw. But y'all can get in the comments and let me know below. So it was kind of going left, the conversation, but Anthony still stood as a pillar to say, hey, we got to get this to really work out. You know, y'all don't have to be best friends or whatever, but can we just agree to just dead the situation so that we can move on? Y'all can be cordial and that's it. So they have a little bit more of a talk, and Latoya, this is pride. I'm sorry, Latoya, and I like it. But really, you apologized to Christina, and you said, I apologize for what you think I did to make you feel the way that you feel about what. I was like, Latoya, you're basically saying that you're still right. I didn't do anything wrong. And it's kind of this patronizing kind of way of handling things. It's like, I'm really right, but you need this, so I'm going to give you this, but I'm still right. That's pride and that's stubbornness. I do think that Christina and Latoya have points, and I think both of them want to be right. We can agree to disagree or whatever, but they didn't even want to come to that conclusion, possibly because they don't really have a relationship, you know. But anyways, they finally just hugged it out, the husbands. Anthony didn't get messy, and I really wish y'all let Anthony just be great on this show and get this show popping. Can y'all let him do that? I know it's not traditional that men are supposed to get involved but they're trying to make a show for us. Come on. Let's just let Anthony be. I think that there are still some boundaries that Anthony should not cross. I do think that as far as how far he's going to get into the women's business. However, he was a pillar to try to mend the women's issues. So y'all got to give Anthony that, please. All right, so we move on to Russell and Kobe. Russell's at the gym and he's painting, and he's spending a surmountable amount of time there. Of course, I think he's getting ready for the grand opening for the gym as him being the new owner. I think Kobe's a co-owner too. But anyways, Kobe comes by because, you know, she hasn't seen her husband and she's kind of got to sneak some time in. And I'm paraphrasing. She didn't say it exactly like that, but I'm saying it the way I want to say it. Without trying to be messy with it. Kobe's still having the same conversation that Russell's not really getting. And I think it is a common battle between husband and wife when now children are involved. The husband goes and grinds, he works, and doesn't spend time with the family. The wife feels a little bit trapped because she has to dedicate her time solely on a lot of the family stuff as far as around the children. You get to pick up the children, play with them for a little while, and then go on about your business because you're trying to handle everything else. She does bring up that it looks like you like to get into everyone else's stuff and try to help them out. But when I'm coming to you about stuff, you kind of just brush me off, like in a way of this deal with it type of situation. It's like, how can you... Oof. I'm seeing what's going to happen. With Russell becoming this pastoral chaplain type person, it's going to feel that way as a first lady or a lady of a quote-unquote pastor, where they could give out all his time for everyone else but leave the house vacant and not really cultivating your relationship, your marriage, or your family / children. You know, that happens a lot in those type of pastoral settings and dynamics. And that's really, Russell's like, I need you to work with me and to understand I got to do this right now. And that I believe that that's probably part of his curriculum, where he has to help out people. At the same time, your family is declining. And then next thing you know, she's out the door. Let me rhyme a little bit. Maybe I got some skills, got some bars. No, but you know, it's becoming that way, Russell. I don't think that you have bad intentions. I think that your head is someplace else. Colby is over here saying, hey, come back over here and stop being so over there. They talk a little bit about the Smiths. Colby learns that the Smiths are separated and all that. He did let them know that he cried when he teared up when he found out about them and and he was helping them out, all that good stuff. I think that was the end of that conversation. Next up, LaToya. It don't matter. I'll say the guys. I'll do the guys. The guys go to this indoor golfing experience. So the guys get all together. We got Bravo. We got the new guy, Marcel. Of course, Anthony and Brandon. They're all together, and they just want to make sure that the guys are good and to not get into the drama. Marcel just let it be known, like, look, I understand that there's stuff going on between you and my wife, blah, blah, blah. I mean, our wives. I probably can't be like besties with you. I don't think he said besties, but he might have said besties. But, you know, we kind of just, I think it'd be best that we just stay cordial and out of the mess. And Brandon respected that, and I think somebody else agreed with that. Like, it's just not going to work, especially at how deep-rooted some of the mess is. Brandon does mention that he's going ring shopping. Oh, I did skip something, and we'll go back to that. And he's inviting LaToya and Colby to come along. That was a cool scene. I liked it when the guys get together anyways. Wasn't much to it. We're going to go to the Smiths' home. And I believe that this is after Thanksgiving, so I'm thinking that this was December 2023. Brandon is over. They have a little talk. Brandon says that he's ready to come back home. Christina's like, I see that you're ready to come back home, but is this, your heart and your mind, really ready to come back? It looks like Brandon is kind of wearing her down a little bit, but Christina says, you know, while you've been gone, I have gotten myself to the place of, before it was, I don't know what I'm going to do without you as far as surviving, but I've gotten myself to the place of, I could do things on my own. But then at the same time, she says that I want you back in the house. At least that's what I was hearing. Y'all let me know, because it's like you were putting on the, you said or stated that you are now Bernadine after she cut off her hair and waiting to exhale, but then said, I want you home. So they end up calling in the children and just giving them an update on what's happening. The oldest, obviously, I don't think that they have been too careful to leave the children out of the arguments and probably been arguing around them. The oldest said, you're pretty, you treat mama bad and we need you to treat her good. And he was like, has she been telling you that? Well, I think Christina said, did I tell you that? And she said, no. So y'all been arguing and all that stuff in front of them, or at least they've been able to hear what's going on. This girl is pretty perceptive and sees what's happening. And children know what's going on. They have a sense of what the energy and the atmosphere that is happening, or that is curated in the home or whatever. So I think Brandon is getting steps further back into the house. Possibly after this whole surprise birthday party that he's going to be planning. Christina did talk about that, where's your ring? And he thinks he left it in the house someplace. Because what happened over Thanksgiving is that he stayed in the house a few extra days than what was allotted to him. Like he's getting comfortable. So, yeah. But that was that with that. Now we move on to the ladies. LaToya has this little brunch thing with champagne. It's nothing like a whole event. She just wanted to get the ladies around. Everyone but Bravo's wife was there. We had our new girl, Kimberly. First, Colby showed up, and then LaToya said, I invited Kimberly and also Christina to come. And Colby's like, are you sure? Because the last time that they've been together, it got kind of heated. And she said, yeah. So Kimberly shows up. LaToya tells Kimberly, hey, I got Christina here. I'm going to be coming here too. Christina pulls up. Well, not pulls up, but she comes, sits down, and she's like, well, what's going on? Because I thought me and LaToya were moving forward, but it seems like she still wants to be messy. And LaToya just gave out her intentions as to what this brunch is about. First, it's like, hey, I still invited Kimberly here because there's word around that you think that I was trying to be intentionally messy by bringing her to Bravo's restaurant, and that wasn't the case or whatever. But I'm here to see if there's anything as far as we all are able to be cordial around each other. Kimberly, she's trying to kind of break down a little bit and express how she feels like there's deep hurt between her and Christina. They kind of just make a little bridge between each other during that time and said, hey, I think that there is really a one-on-one conversation that we need to have together. And